For the optimistic cynic, shit, ho got a hell of a grip. There's never a problem till niggas is ballin' and bitches they all.
Yo, YouTube, what's going on? It's D-Boy Classics, and with today's video, I'm going over 10 defensive and rebounding badges that I highly recommend for your rim protector or center and jump if you got extra badges to spend. So basically with this video, I'm just going over a question that people have been asking me, like, well, how you have your badge loadout, or like what kind of badges are good for a combination, all that stuff, because some badges do go neck and neck with one another and does make a good combination in a sense. So basically with this video, I'm gonna have going from 10 to 1. And by the way, this is not a tier list too, and also for some badges that I do not mention, it doesn't mean they're not good, but they're not good for centers particularly. They're more better off on guards, if you kind of get what I'm saying. And also too, as I'm explaining the badges, I'm probably gonna go, like, I'm gonna explain like what tier is best on for this badge, yada yada yada. Because with this 2K is cool this year. I mean, obviously there's still flaws, but some badges work better on lower tiers than higher tiers, which is backwards, but it is what it is. But enough of me talking, let's get into the video. Alright y'all, so our first badge we're gonna go over is box, and you can see on the screen I have it on Hall of Fame. And the reason why I have box on Hall of Fame is that just in case you go against someone who do have worm on Hall of Fame, especially a 7'3", 290 center, or guys getting locked down, this badge will help you combat that. Basically, it's going to help you not get bullied as much, or just in case the animation do start again, you'll be able to recover all that other stuff. You can have it on gold, but the problem is if someone has worm on Hall of Fame, the gold can only do so much, if you kind of get what I'm saying. So if you definitely looking for more rebounds and all that stuff, highly recommend having box on Hall of Fame. But if you're trying to save a badge point, you can put it on gold. You still be able to put in work, you still be able to box out people. But next, let's get into the next badge. So our next badge we're gonna go over is Chase Down Artist. You can see on the screen I have it on Hall of Fame as well. And the reason why I have Chase Down Artist on Hall of Fame is I feel like anything below that, if it's gold, silver, and even bronze, is not, I mean, it's still there. You still get the animation, but not as much you would get on Hall of Fame. It's one of those type of badges. And Chase Down Artist this year, they did improve from the previous year, and it's a very, very clutch badge. Very good badge to have, especially just in case someone gets around with the pick and roll, you're able to chase them down, or if someone's on the fast break and you just coming up this the court, you'll definitely be able to chase them down. This badge negates downhill. So for those who don't know what downhill is, it's basically a playmaking badge. It makes you extremely fast on the fast break if you're the ball handler, and basically this badge helps with that, all that stuff. Very good badge, highly recommend on Hall of Fame. But next up, let's get into the next badge. Alright y'all, so our next badge is clamps. I know people probably gonna debate whether this is a good center badge or not, but in my opinion, it's a very good center badge. Especially how some centers do have quick first step and post spin technician. This badge do help negate all that stuff. And you can see on the screen, I'm going between silver, gold, and Hall of Fame. It's all depending on how you play. I feel like for the smaller centers, you can definitely have it on Hall of Fame or gold. So just in case you do pick up a match, you're able to lock up the guards as well, or who's ever on the ball handling for the other center on the other team. And definitely, if you're on the 1v1 course too, if you're dealing with a really crafty post scorer, having this badge on, silver. Yeah, silver is efficient enough, but if you really want to make them pick up the ball and all the other stuff, gold or even Hall of Fame does enough. Hall of Fame is a little bit of overkill, but if you're looking to do that and make sure your defense is absolute, I do highly recommend that. But in my opinion, silver or gold is just good enough so you save some badge points. But let's get on to the next badge. Alright y'all, so for our next badge, you can see on the screen it is Intimidator. And as I did with the clamps badge, I'm going between gold and Hall of Fame. People can speculate whether Intimidator is better off on the lower tiers or not. What people got to keep in mind, with Intimidator, it helps people miss shots. So that's what the definition goes for. And with Intimidator too, that also affects certain badges such as with slashers and shooters. So I don't recommend you having Intimidator on bronze or silver. That's only going to set yourself up. I see the difference. For example, what was it? Contact finisher, slithery finisher. When you're going to get the slasher, if they have that on gold or Hall of Fame, and you only have Intimidator on bronze or silver, they're gonna bully you in the paint, man. Trust me on that. They're gonna bully on your paint. They're probably gonna dunk on you a lot, all that stuff. That's why I recommend it on gold or Hall of Fame. Honestly, it's all depending on how you want to play. If you want to be absolute on defense, I will go with Hall of Fame. But if you're trying to be more versatile and to spread out your badge points, put it on gold. That's really good badge to have, though. Definitely a mandatory badge to have as a rim protector, in my opinion. But let's get on to the next badge. Alright, y'all. So for our next badge, you can see on the screen is moving truck, and similar to the other badges I've done, such as Intimidator or clamps, I'm going between Hall of Fame and gold. And in my opinion, if you're a 1v1er or you play a lot of twos, this badge is mandatory. Plain and simple, mandatory Hall of Fame. But if you're more for the rec, for like the 5v5 or the 3-3, you can have a leniency and put it on gold. But if you want to play it safe, I would have it on Hall of Fame no matter what. And the reason why, because you might have that one center that has back down Punisher. And by the way, this badge combats that badge. It goes against it, similar to how box goes against worm and so forth, vice versa, all that stuff. And for example, I'll give you an example like that. If you have moving truck on gold and someone has back down Punisher on Hall of Fame, the chances are it's going to be really hard for you to stop them, since your badge is down the tier and you can't really go neck and neck with that badge since they have it on Hall of Fame. But also it's vice versa as well. If you have moving truck on Hall of Fame and they only have their back down Punisher on gold, you're going to be able to push them out the post a lot. And on top of that too, this badge goes neck and neck with clamps as well. So boom, you got them in a trap. They can't move. It's going to be hard for them to pass out. Be hard for them just to score if they're trying to do phase, all that stuff. Besides from that, let's get into the next badge. Alright, y'all, so for our next badge, you can see on the screen is Pogo Stick. You can see I only have it on gold. And the reason why I only have it on gold is because the recovery difference between gold and Hall of Fame is not a huge difference. From 2K last what I've seen, the difference only is like what on gold is a 3.30 second difference or recovery, and on Hall of Fame it's a 3.60. So it's not too much. I mean, if you're nitpicky about that, then I would recommend it on Hall of Fame. But if you want to save it like a badge point, keep it on gold. And also too, Pogo Stick is mandatory for all rim protectors. I don't care who you are, blah blah blah. Even if you don't jump, just in case you do get caught jumping, you're able to recover. And on top of that too, this badge goes against Dream Shake. For those who don't know what Dream Shake is, that is a playmaking badge, basically where if someone's pump faking, it's gonna make your character jump. So basically, by having Pogo Stick on, your recovery, just in case you do get caught jumping, is there, so you be able to get back on defense faster. That's all that really is. Highly recommend this badge. Very good badge to have on any rim protector or any center in general. Just you're trying to play some good defense. But let's get on to the next badge. Alright, y'all, for our next badge, you can see on the screen is Post Move Lockdown. You can see for the tiers, I'm going between gold and Hall of Fame, similar to moving truck. And the reason I'm doing that is because it's kind of situational on what tier you should have it on. But overall, you should have this badge on your rim protector or center, especially if you're playing the 1v1s or the 2v2s. That's kind of mandatory if you have it to have it on Hall of Fame, if you're able to get on Hall of Fame. If not, you can have it on gold. That's cool. But the reason why I say this badge is mandatory is because obviously post move lockdown, a lot of people like to paint match, a lot of people like to go into paint, to do all they want to do, especially post scores and athletics. So basically with this badge is helping negate that. It negates post spin technician and drop stepper. And also too, it enforces your defense when you're in takeover as a rim protector, or if a post score or athletics in his takeover, it helps kind of negate the animation just a little bit, especially on Hall of Fame. And also on top of that too, it goes well with moving truck and clamps. As I said before in the beginning of the video, some badges are really good together. These are one of these badges. For example, if you have post move lockdown with clamps, not only are you going to stop the animation, you're going to end up having them pick up the ball, and boom, now they either got to pass out or take a really bad shot. Same thing with moving truck. If you have someone trying to back you down, then trying to go into a post spin, that's on locks. They can't do nothing. They got to reset or they're going to end up picking the ball. Very good badge to have. Highly recommended. You can play with it between gold and Hall of Fame. Let's get on to the next badge. Alright, y'all, for the next badge you can see right here is Rebound Chaser. I probably don't even have to speak too much on this badge. A lot of people already know what this badge is capable of. And in my opinion, it's probably one of the best badges you can have on like a defensive build. The badge itself speaks a lot, and you see a huge difference from each tier. And I feel like is one of those badges you need on Hall of Fame. But if you can't get on Hall of Fame, go to the next best thing. That's all that is. And for those who do not have this badge and you're going to get someone who does, good luck trying to get a rebound. They're gonna get a lot of rebounds on you, and you're just gonna be sitting there with no boards. It's just that simple. The badge is very good. Actually, not highly recommend it. It's a mandatory if you're able to get it. But let's move on to the next badge. Alright, y'all. So for the next badge is one of my favorite badges, which is Rim Protector. And I'm not going to even lie to y'all, man. This badge is tricky. It's like it works, but at the same time it doesn't work, and it helps with this, but it doesn't help with that type of stuff. It's weird. It's weird, but it's also a mandatory badge because if you do not have it equipped, you're not getting no blocks, no matter what your rating is. You can have a 95 and lead. If you don't have this badge, even on bronze, you're not getting no blocks as efficient. And I'm going into detail how this works well with Intimidator too, but let me get into the tiers first. In all honest opinion, the best tier to have if you want a lot of blocks is probably silver. I seen the difference in League. I played with it and I got so many blocks. And a lot of people ask like, yo, you got your Rim Protector on silver and you getting snatch blocks back to back like that, or you getting blocks like that? Yeah. And then when I went to gold, I was still getting blocks, but honestly I wasn't getting as many snatch blocks as I was on silver, and I was still kind of missing blocks. But the thing is too, what it also goes along with the definition, the higher the tier, the more takeover you do get for you and your teammates. So that's like, I guess that's the play for it too. And on top of that as well, what I noticed when I only had it on silver, there were scenarios when I went against some slashers. I'm assuming they had contact finisher, or we call it silhouette finisher and fancy footwork, all that stuff. By the way, fancy footwork was OP. You can only do so much about that. I believe you need pick up, but that's in the top for another day. But in those type of scenarios, when I only had my Rim Protector on silver, the block potential was kind of low. It was low, and I'm not going to lie to you. But when I feel like if the higher tier you have it, is situational. That's all I have to say is. So if you have Hall of Fame Rim Protector and you go get someone with Hall of Fame badges themselves, especially like contact finisher, the chances are you're going to get a good block. You're going to get a block animation, all that stuff. But the thing is, if someone has lower tier badges, which is really annoying, is backwards. If you have Hall of Fame Rim Protector and they have like silver, contact finisher, or silhouette finisher, or gold, the block potential is not even there. And it makes no sense. 2K need to fix that, but it is what it is. But for those who are looking for a lot of blocks, I recommend it on silver. But those who are trying to play safe and be more for your team, do it on gold or Hall of Fame. But in all honesty, you just leave it at silver, you save yourself 2 badge points. But finally, let's get on to the last badge. Alright, y'all, so for our final badge we will be talking about in this video, you can see on the screen, is Worm. You can see I'm going between gold and Hall of Fame, like similar to bots. It all depends, all situation on who you go against and all who has what badge and so forth. So obviously, if you have Worm on gold and someone got a box on Hall of Fame, it's gonna be a little bit more difficult for you. But it's also vice versa. If you have Worm on Hall of Fame and someone has box on gold, you're gonna be able to push them, bully them, get the board, all that stuff. And also too, with the badge combination is pretty obvious. If you have box with Worm and Rebound Chaser, you're basically a bona fide horse, a bona fide rebounder. You should be able to get all the rebounds. Honestly, that it can only happen so much because 2K be playing, but that's really all that is, man. So I hope you find this useful. Also, by the way, y'all, I know if y'all was asking, yo, what's your badge load on here for your 9971 Paint Defender? So here it is. You can see right here, I have Chase Down, Intimidator, Moving Truck, Post Move Lockdown, Pogo Stick, Rim Protector, and Rebound Chaser. I know I didn't invest too much in a box or Worm, but you keep in mind, I only had 25 badge points, so I can only do so much. Definitely, this badge load has been doing me wonders. I had it on for probably like going on a month now. When I was early on, I was just experimenting, but this is part of the badge load that do me the most justice. So if y'all want to test it out, be my guest. Let me know how this badge load treat y'all. But other than that, hopefully the video helped y'all. Definitely, if it did, leave a like. And if you like how I went about it, definitely hit that subscribe button. That means a lot, man. Definitely more videos in the future. I've been working on other builds, so I know my 7.3 glass lock is gonna be out there soon. Definitely a monster. I love that build. A little slow, but it still works. But enough of me talking, man. Let me just wrap it up, man. So hope y'all enjoyed this. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.